Hello Diaspora, hello Lagos, hello Nigeria. How you all doing today? Well, today I'm going to have a special guest on the Let's Talk Diaspora podcast, and we're going to be having someone all the way from Canada. Yes, the Jackpot destination, but he's someone who has distinguished himself in many areas and a recent recipient of a Diaspora Award, but we will get to that shortly. He's no other than the person of King Wale Adesanya. He's the chairman of the Nigerian and Canada Business Network. How you doing, sir?
Thank you very much for having me here, Jermaine, in this very, very, important program. I am honored to be invited, to say a few words. Thank you. And my name is King Wale Adesanya, to be full, and the chairman, the national chairman of the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network.
So tell us a bit more about the Nigeria and Canada Canadian Business Network and what you do.
Thank you. The Nigerian and Canadian Business Network is an opportunity for Nigerians to interact with their fellow Canadians, with Nigeria on their mind. The reason why we put it like that is that a Canadian is defined as anybody that lives in Canada that has anything to do as far as business is concerned. And we said Nigerian, we distinguish Nigerian by saying that, look, we want Nigerians who are Nigerian Canadian to, network, from a business perspective with fellow Canadians for the benefit of Nigeria. So it's like a two-layer approach. Nigerians from Nigeria can come in and network with Nigerian Canadians and Canadians. But we feel that if we're going to attract, Canadians to come to Nigeria to do business, we must know them in Canada first before we, invite them to to Nigeria. So it's a two-pronged approach, and that's why we emphasize the and. So it's Nigerian and Canadian Business Network.
I really like that and that you have put there, because most other organizations is just either Nigerian, Canadian, but this one is Nigeria and Canadian. So it's very inclusive, and it gives them room for Nigerians in Canada and also opportunity for Canadians who want to do business in Nigeria. So there's like an open platform, opportunities to share ideas, to come together. And I'm really glad you guys thoughtfully picked that name for progress, not only for Nigerians, but also for Canadians. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Definitely. We pride ourselves in promoting our bilateral trade between Nigeria and Canada. We want to assist the Nigerian embassy here in Canada, in Ottawa, and the Canadian High Commission in Abuja and Lagos to be able to, to utilize the opportunities that are given to be able to foster or promote a business, relationship between the trade, because that's the only way we can. As Nigerians living in Canada, that's one of the main reasons where we see that we can assist people back home. Beyond the idea of remitting, money to Nigeria, we feel that we need to create employment for people in Nigeria, and we can do that better by partnering with our Canadian colleagues here. And Canadian can be Jamaican, Canadian can be. It doesn't have to be.
Anyone that's a Canadian, basically.
Anybody, that lives in Canada. So,
and I really like that, because I've been saying this that Nigerians in the diaspora need to understand their role, not just as people who send remittance or people who live in their host nations, but they must see themselves as not just cultural ambassadors, but also economic ambassadors. As you said, you try and promote bilateral trade between our nations, which is very, very good and very, very important. And because this will facilitate a lot of trade, a lot of economic activity and the importance and relevance of the diaspora in national development will come to bear, rather than just saying we are going there, we're working, having communal meetings and parties, but it is more strategic, and we don't leave the work and we don't leave the job just to the diplomats as ambassadors, but we see ourselves as champions, as ambassadors of Nigeria, the hands and feet to do the work on ground in our host nations, to be able to bring resources back to our motherland, our home nation. So I really like that. So, sir, I mentioned it in the intro. Please, you recently won an award. Tell us about that. I know you're one of the many few that won that award, organized by Nigerians in Diaspora Commission under the leadership of our Honorable Chairman Abike Dabiri Rewa. Thumbs up to you, ma. Tell us more about the award you received, sir.
I was very, very honored. Thank you very much to Nigeria, to NIDCOM, to Honorable Abike Dabiri, and to anybody that actually, was in the panel, that, chose myself as part of, worthy of the award. I'm very, very honored and very humble. The award is the Nigerian Diaspora Merit Award, being organized by worldwide, globally, and I was very, humble and very, very happy to be part of the recipient for the 2023 session, and which is also the inaugural, session. I really, really enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. I think we have to do more in terms of, driving the investment and trade aspect of diaspora involvement in Nigeria, because we cannot leave everything to the government. Like you said, you haven't lived in haven't lived in diaspora yourself, and you are part of the reverse jackpot, people that went home to build Nigeria. We are so
reverse jackpot, jackpot that,
yeah. That you're one of the leaders that were able to go back to give back. Yes, we love the. I really appreciate the honor, and I don't take it for granted. For definitely, it's very humbling.
And congratulations once again. So tell us a bit about the kind of work that you do in the diaspora. We know you're the chairman of the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network, but I'm sure you do a lot of things that would have inspired or necessitated you being recognized. So just give us a brief lowdown about your personality, your work, and I know you're into finance a bit, but let the world know.
Well, through the net, personally myself, I'm an insurance and investment banker, and I've been doing it for over 35 years. I've lived in Canada, Ottawa to be exact, for over 46 years. My passion, my heart is basically in Nigeria, to help Nigeria, to see how we can, make Nigeria part of the first world, So whatever we can do to to support the country and the people, because we are more passionate about helping the people. And one of the things that we've been able to do is to bring some of the Canadian companies here to set up like industry in the Lekki free trade zone, and they're going to be they're already operational now, so we're very happy with that. So we also have a lot of other projects that we are basically working on our own. We have people that we are supporting the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit that happens once every year, and it's always very very successful. We harness all the diaspora people to come out and support the private sector driven initiative, that of the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit. And the Diaspora Day is also something that we are happy about. I have been involved in the Nigerian Diaspora organization NIDO since the inception in 2000, when we went to launch it in Washington DC. And I've assisted all the chairmen in the past to make sure that things are streamlined. So it's always a selfless involvement in terms of the most of these organizations. But as a financial advisor, I always advise people that look, let's focus on business, because we can do humanitarian, but it has to be side by side. Nigeria need to solve some of the issues that we have, like electricity, for example, which is going to be one of the major thing that if Nigeria can find a solution to, it will change Nigeria drastically.
Fantastic. So I really like that. So there's a role for social investments, which is humanitarian part of it, which the diaspora has a role to play there, but also the part of the economic developmental financing or projects that come and actually leave also a form of lasting change in the lives of people. So it's like a two-pronged approach, and I really like you are going in the direction of your passion, being a insurance and investment banking specialist for all these years. But you mentioned something, and I must thank you and encourage other diasporans. Please be like King Wale Adesanya, who brought business from Canada to Lagos, last Gidi, our very own city. So I'll be unapologetically biased towards inviting people to bring investments to Lagos, even though there are lots of beautiful places around Nigeria. But Lagos is a beautiful place. Under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, you can only do business right, and it's the right destination. So just tell us more about what that investment is all about, and the business coming to from Canada to invest in the Lekki area, and as you said, it's operational.
Well, you mentioned the governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who I had the pleasure of meeting way back at TCAD in Japan. We spent the whole weekend there, in Tokyo. That was and I find him to be very, like a receptive, business-minded, individual, and it's very, 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 pro-business. So I was very, very impressed with that. When we met at TCAD, he even brought in delegations, in terms of, even people that are planning on establishing a car dealership from Japan and all that stuff. So I was really pleased with him, and with the idea that he has turned Lagos, or at least he promoted Lagos as a very strong destination for business minded people. And the company that we were able to entice to come to Nigeria is Area Foods. They made 45 foods for West Africa distribution. They are the free trade, zone there. So they're going to be, you're going to be hearing more about them. We're very proud of them.
Fantastic. Thank you once again. And guys in the diaspora, keep bringing business, as I said earlier. All right. So now let's look. Lagos is one part. Now let's look at, Nigeria as a whole. Now, it goes without saying that not just Nigeria, but other nations around the world are experiencing financial challenges, economic challenges, social challenges. It's a global phenomenon, something that has flown out of the COVID-19 pandemic that affected the whole world, and the economy of the world has really been affected also by the war that's taking place between Russia and Ukraine has affected a lot of things globally. Nigeria is not immune to this. We see a lot of strikes, a lot of protests in England, I'm sure in Canada, in France, in America. Inflation is going up, interest rates are going up. It's a global phenomenon, but Nigeria is experiencing the same thing and in its own peculiar way. Let's look at what kind of solutions can we provide as a diaspora to help Nigeria in this challenging time, so that the diaspora can help Nigeria and Nigerians breathe?
Well, you are absolutely right that the economic strain is not only in Nigeria. The only thing is that we have a new government in Nigeria, and that is pro-business and very liberal-minded, progressive government. of President Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and I'm sure that everybody will understand that when you are pro-business, everybody has a voice, and there are certain things that will happen, like the suspension of the subsidy removal in the market. Right now, to buy petrol here, I'm not comparing Canada and Nigeria, as being the same thing, because the economic power is different. But when you really think about the cost of fuel here, I just fill my tank, the other day here, and it cost me, me over $120 to fill up a tank. So if you convert that to Nigeria, and you see that we are paying almost in the neighborhood of about $2 a liter, for premium gas. And in Nigeria, when you really look at it, even with the removal of subsidy, the average cost of per liter is about maybe 50 cents or something. That's not even up to $1 yet.
So was there also an increase in price in Canada too?
Yes. So it's not that there's been a call for, most diasporans will probably tell you that, there's been an increase of people in Nigeria, asking for money for support and all that stuff. But we have to look beyond the short-term, interaction. We have to look at what kind of businesses can we, bring in that will create a job, because Nigeria has, one of the largest population of youths, in the world. And most Nigerians, I think 50% of Nigerians is under 40. So we have to basically look at how we can support them, partner with them, which is what the network is all about, to establish, a business. And thank God, the whole world is interconnected with, when you're talking about technology. And Nigeria is very tech savvy. If you look at our youth, they've proved themselves over and over again. So we need to basically, support, partner with them, so that they can establish some, maybe through venture capital, attraction and investment, so that they can actually establish themselves to become a global power. Maybe the next Zuckerberg is going to be from Nigeria, because even Facebook, Meta, they are already in Nigeria and are trying to look at what is going on among in our country. So that's what we need to encourage, and I know that the things are going to change very soon. Also, entertainment. I'm wearing Tara. Tara. There's this company in Lagos, in Ikoyi there, that have they do films, and one of the things that Nigeria is going to benefit from is the film industry and the music industry. Right now, globally, everywhere you go, internationally, and I've been to different countries, India, Turkey, Japan, just name it. Nigerian music is global now. It's everywhere. It's banging. So we have to encourage that. That's a way to, for Nigeria to get foreign direct investment coming back into Nigeria. So I'm very proud of Nigeria, and I believe that there's hope.
Fantastic. There truly is hope, and our hope is being renewed now under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's doing a great job, and in relation to what you were saying, you will see that most of the palliative measures that he mentioned in his recent broadcast were all business friendly, definitely about 75 billion naira, 1 billion naira going to 75 businesses, helping nano businesses. So you can see that our president is working intellectually, working economically too. he's seeing the need not just for palliatives, but also the need for being productive. And the productivity is brought into an economy through enterprise, through economic activity. And that's how we can generally lift up our gross domestic product, can generally lift up our individuals. And I like what you said about the entertainment industry, or you can call it the entertainment economy. Our Burna Boys, the videos, Wizkids, they are selling out stadiums. Our Nollywoods are doing great things. So these are source of foreign investment, source of forex in a way, because these guys go to get the dollars and they bring it back to Nigeria. So if we can begin to encourage more of this kind of ventures, and we have a demographic, I believe over half of our population, they are youths. If we can encourage entertainment industry, we can encourage productive and business enterprises to keep on springing up. There's no doubt Nigeria will experience that hope that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is so known to talk about, and even as you have mentioned. So I like that your contribution that you have made. There's a lot going on in Canada, and there's a lot of opportunities there, even for Nigerians. But tell us, in recent times, what's your opinion regarding this Japa syndrome and people leaving Nigeria going to Canada? You are in Canada, first bus there. Tell us, is it easy to come to Canada? Is it easy to succeed in Canada? And what's your word of advice to Nigerian youths regarding jack buying or regular migration?
Well, thank you for that question. You know, when I hear when I visit Nigeria, which I do, quite often, and everybody wants to, get out of the country, Japa, I can understand that, that if you haven't been outside Nigeria, you want to go there. You want to see, you are curious as to what is going on there. But in reality, after I haven't lived here for over 46 years, I see that the business part of, global opportunity is actually in Nigeria. The only thing that is stopping Nigeria is the idea of power. If we can work on our power situation and get 24 hours, operation, I'm sure a lot of, power system, in Nigeria, you will find that most companies will want to come to Nigeria because, you know what, we have a lot of educated young people, and once all the young people have jobs, there's no need for them to come to America or Canada except on vacation and then go back to their job, number one. Number two, if they, we have the manpower, if we have the power, and we are every Nigerian is an entrepreneur. You cannot, even if you have a job, you want to have a side gig. Everybody wants to have a side also. So you find out, things that you can do in Nigeria, you can't even do it here. I made, the last TIFF here, Toronto International Film Festival, Bolale Austin Peters, who is a film director, kind of that runs, the academy, the Tara, academy.
Tara Culture, yeah.
Tara Culture, definitely. She came in to promote I think a movie called Collision Course or something, which I really enjoyed very much. By the way, here I can see movies coming out of Nigeria that will be a blockbuster in the near future. And you and I mentioned Burna Boys. Opportunity, the best opportunities in Nigeria, because here in Canada, in America, everything is already done. It's already developed. Nigeria need the opportunities there. There's a lot of work opportunity in Nigeria. We just need to start thinking, have a paradigm shift in terms of the way we think about things. I understand that people want to get out, but when they get here, they're going to see that it's the same pressure of getting a job and moving forward and struggling that you have here, that you have in Nigeria. The same thing.
Absolutely.
The thing is that when you come to overseas, you don't have your parents to lean on. You don't even have friends to lean on. You're on your own. So you're going to be struggling, and if you cannot make it in Nigeria, chances are you probably cannot make it here, except that if you have no cushion, you probably want to work harder. Whereas in Nigeria, maybe we take a few things for granted. We expect that our family will support us, but I can tell you that it's not easy living in Canada or living anywhere in the world. If you are lazy, so you just have to be ready to work hard and partner with other people. And I think what we going forward, what we need is to partner with the young people in Nigeria to create jobs. It's all about creating employment for the young people, and there will be no need for them to want to come out. Even of recent, one of our doctors here just established an hospital in Abeokuta.
Wow, very good.
And they are going to be launching in Badmus. Leke Badmus is the doctor's name, and it just opened. It's just going to be the hospital is going to be launched, quite recently, and we're very proud of him. And we want more of this. We want more people so that we can at least take care of the health of our people. We can, save more money from it. Instead of medical tourism, we can bring the healthcare back home. So we are very proud, and I can tell the people that want to jackpot that there's no point in jackpot. All we have to do is basically look for opportunity to partner with diaspora people to establish something so that you make money, they make money in return. Absolutely.
I totally appreciate your point of view and agree with a lot of what you have said, because that is the way to go. We have the manpower, and we need power, and I'm sure President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing all he can to make that happen and just create opportunities and partnerships between the diaspora and people in Lagos or Abeokuta or Katsina or Zamfara who have ideas. So there should be that collaboration. So there's a role the diaspora has to play when it comes to national development. Yes, palliatives and humanitarian activities are good, but let's start thinking about businesses and partnerships. I believe during the Lagos Economic Summit, that was one of the resolutions that we came out with, that we should have like a Lagos diaspora business startup kind of link, so that we can connect entrepreneurs who are in Lagos with diaspora funders, so we can do business together and let there be like a circulation of funds, ideas, and innovative ideas to move Nigeria forward. So thank you so much, King Wale Adesanya. It has been a pleasure having you as the chairman of the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network, connecting businesses in Canada and Nigeria together, globally doing great things, and a recipient of the Nigerian Diaspora Merit Award. So we thank you so much for coming on this program, and God bless you very much and your whole network. We look forward to coming to have a Lagos meeting with you guys very soon.
Definitely, we love that. We love to partner with Lagos, and I just want to say that I've followed this program, what you are doing for Lagos, especially with this program, because you are exposing the opportunities that are there for the diaspora to want to invest in. So please, if there are, keep doing it, and if there's opportunity, then we can get. I'm sure the diaspora people are looking for businesses to partner with, people that are doing great things, and we love to partner with them. So please keep doing that, and I'm honored to be invited to your podcast, and hoping that we can continue the relationship.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you all for watching. Make sure you visit my website, jermainesanwoolu.com, and follow me